In this section, we are going to configure a DHCP server in our Windows Server 2022. In order to do that, let's go ahead and click on Add Roles and Features. I'm going to go ahead and click Next. It is a role-based, feature-based installation. Go ahead and click Next. Select the local server, click Next. Here on the select one or more roles, I'm going to select DHCP server, and here I will be prompted to add roles and features. I'm going to click Add Features and go ahead and click Next. Click Next. Next. Finally click Install. Okay, so once the installation is finished, I'm going to go ahead and click Close. In order to configure and manage the DHCP server, I'm going to go ahead and click on Tools, and then I'm going to click on DHCP. And this is going to launch the DHCP console. And notice that this is my server. I have two sections. One is for IP version 4 and the other one is for IP version 6. So I'm going to go ahead and click on IP version 4 and I'm going to right click on it and click New Scope. And this is going to launch the new scope wizard. Go ahead and click Next. For the name of the scope, I'm going to name it 192.168.1 network, and here I'm going to click on description and I'm going to say local network and go ahead and click Next. Here I need to provide the range of addresses that I want to assign to my client computers. Remember that if I do Windows R, I'm going to pull Notepad here real quick. Remember that when we first assign our fixed or static IP address, this was the address of the server. Okay. For our network, we are using the first 3 octet. It's a Class C network. So we are going to, the full range of our network is a 192.168.1.0, actually .1, all the way through 192.168.1.254. Okay, so that leaves us with two available 254 IP addresses. Okay, so given this scenario, we are ready to go ahead and configure this. But I don't want to assign the full range of IP addresses. Remember, my server, it's inside that IP range, so I need to exclude a range of addresses from that pool of addresses. So I'm going to leave a room of, let's say, 10 to 20 IP addresses that I'm not going to assign. So I'm going to start assignment at the 192.168.1 that, let's say, 11. Okay, so I'm going to leave a room of 10 available IP addresses that I can use for servers, switches, routers, and firewalls. Okay, and it's going to be all the way to 192.168.1.254. Actually, that 1.254. The length of the subnet mask, it will be 24 bits, which is the first 3 octets. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Next. Do I want to create any exclusions? Yes, let's create exclusion. I'm going to exclude the 192.168.1.11 all the way to 192.168.1.21. Okay, so my first actually it is .20. So my first available IP address for computers on the network will be the .21. I'm going to go ahead and click Add. And this range will not be assigned to any computer. So I'm going to click. Why do I want to create an exclusion? Remember, we already created a pool of IP addresses that leave me with 10 available IP addresses to assign. But I want to create an even more space in case I need more IP addresses in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and click next. The lease duration is going to be by default 8 days. I'm going to leave it as default. This is the time that the IP address is going to have that IP address available before it tries to renew the IP configuration. I'm going to go ahead and click next. Do you want to configure DHCP options for this scope? I'm going to click next. Yes. The first option is the router or the default gateway. Remember, if you have problems in trying to get that information, go over the command prompt and type ipconfig/all, and it'll give you the IP address of the server, subnet mask, and default gateway, and the DNS server. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and enter 192.168.1.1 and click next. For the name server, I'm going to use my local Windows server IP address or domain name. You can use the DC01 domain name, and it is resolved that to IP address, and then I'm going to go ahead and click add. But notice it has already been added here, so I'm going to go ahead and click next. You want to make sure that this is in the correct order. You can set this one to be the primary, but we want our local DNS server to be the primary, and then Google's DNS to be the secondary. Go ahead and click next. Next, for the Win server, we're not using any Win servers. Go ahead and click next. And now I'm ready to activate the scope. The scope needs to be active in order for computer to be, in order for the DHCP server to be able to listen and assign IP configurations to client computers. So I'm going to go ahead and click next and finish. And notice that this is my scope, so I'm going to expand on it. This is the address pool, and this is the exclusion IP addresses, and this is the full address range. This is the address list. Notice that right now I don't have any client computer on the network that has requested an IP address from the DHCP server. And these are reservations. Reservations are good for devices that you want to assign a specific IP address. And it is based on the MAC address. For example, we are going to take a look at this in the next video. And these are my scope options. Notice that right now I have two options. You can set scope options at the scope level, or you can set it at the server level. Notice that this one here says scope options here. If you create the server options here, every single scope that you create is going to inherit this scope option. And notice that if you click on the scope and you right click on it, and notice that you have the options to activate and deactivate the scope. Right now the scope is active. Okay, so if we want a specific IP address to be assigned to a specific computer, we need to create a reservation. When would you want to create a reservation? For example, if you have a printer that needs to be accessed by all the computers in the network, you don't want that printer to have a dynamic IP address. It does have a dynamic IP address, but the IP address is tied or fixed to the MAC address. Alright, so in order to create a reservation, I'm going to create a reservation for this computer here. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to click add a reservation. And notice that it says lease converted to successful reservation. Now if I click on reservations, and notice that I have a reservation created here, I can come to reservations and right click on it and then say new reservation. In this way you can create a reservation name. So let's go ahead and say HP printer library, and then next let's type the IP address. So I'm going to say .22, and then I need to provide the MAC address of that printer. How can you obtain the MAC address of a device on the network? For this, there is a command in Windows which is called Address Resolution Protocol. So let's do Windows R, CMD, and the command is Address Resolution Protocol ARP -A, and then provide the IP address of the computer. But in this case, this computer does not exist on the network, so I'm going to use the 192.168.1.21. If I press enter, and notice that the address resolution protocol is going to resolve from IP address to MAC address. Okay, from that point on, you can get the MAC address, highlight it, edit copy, and use it here. Okay, and then you can create a description here. You can say HP printer, a library, and supported type. It's going to be both type of protocol, DHCP and boot P. So I'm going to go ahead and click add, but I'm going to change the MAC address since I already have a reservation created for this MAC address. I'm going to name mine, let's say 00BB, and click add and click close. So now I have two different reservations. Another useful command when trying to display the available IP address or resolve the MAC address for every single IP address in the network is the ARP -A option. And this will resolve, and this will display all the IP address and MAC address information on the network. So let's head over to the client computer and let's try to pull an IP configuration from the server. Okay, so remember that we assigned a static IP address, so we need to change that. I'm going to right click on the network icon, click on network, and here on properties, I want to change this to be dynamic. So I'm going to click on edit, and I'm going to change this to automatic. Click save. Okay, so if we close here and we go to the command prompt, click on the start menu, and type command, press enter, and I'm going to pull my IP configurations, and notice that I already have an IP address from the server. So if I go to the server and I click on address list and click refresh, and notice that that computer has already been assigned an IP address. Let's do some troubleshooting here for a second. Let's say, for example, that the scope is not active. So I'm going to right click on the scope and I'm going to say deactivate. Click yes. Okay, so let's go back into the client computer, and in order to troubleshoot network connection with the DHCP server, there are a few commands that you need to know, and one of them is the ipconfig release command, and I'm going to press enter. And notice that this says that this option requires elevation, so I'm going to go close out of here. Again, command, and this time I want to open this as run as administrator. Go ahead and click yes. Now we're running the command prompt with elevated privileges. Here I'm going to type ipconfig release, and I'm going to press enter, and what this is going to do is going to release all my IP configurations. So now if I do ipconfig /all, and notice that when it says IP version 4, now I have a 169.254 IP address. If your computer has problem communicating on the network, and you do ipconfig all, and you realize that your IP version 6 and you realize that your IP version 4 starts with 169.254, it's having a problem getting IP address assignment. So what this means is that it cannot communicate with any other computer in the network. And this is what is called an automatic IP address assignment. If this happens, you need to start troubleshooting connection problem with the DHCP server. In order to pull a new configuration from the DHCP server, we need to issue the ipconfig renew command. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press enter, and it's not going to get an IP address, and the reason being is that the scope is deactivated. So let's wait for it until we get the error message. So now let's go ahead and activate the scope, going over my Windows Server computer, and right click on the scope and choose active. Okay, another thing to notice here is that you need to have a green check mark right next to your IP version 4 section. Go ahead and refresh, and the computer is most likely going to get the same IP address. Now see, so we finally received an IP address.